Hi guys, in this video we'll be checking out floors 36 to 38 for Celestial Tower.
7K Dreamer please.
So these are my masteries. Do note that for 115, for floor 36 it has to be up first. And here I'm using Teo, so 130 is down. Another important one is level 85 actually. No, sorry, level 65. Increased critical damage. For Teo's equips, he is given PvE items. Willful Ring with crit damage increase, jewels are all PvE related, and no traits that boost critical or lethal damage. For Heaveneer, double speed, double HP, Guardian Ring super important on her, jewels include lifesteal and recovery skill, no special traits. Amelia, double HP only without any speed, Willful Ring with evasion. It's better if you have lifesteal jewel on her. Unfortunately, I didn't put it on her here, and traits are not related to smart mode. For Ace, single speed and double HP, give him evasion with Willful Ring if possible, and then also lifesteal jewel. Traits are not related to smart mode. And finally, for Eileen, single speed, double HP, Willful Ring with evasion, PvE defense, and also the traits are not related to smart mode. So we are going to look at floor 36 first, okay? And we're going to look at the enemies descriptions. We have Kirill, 6 times Void Shield, decrease counter rate of all enemies by 50%. We have Ryan, 6 times Void Shield as well, increase accuracy rate for allies. We have Pelinus. Okay, for 1 hit she will not take damage exceeding 20% of max HP. Elisha, 3 turn immunity, you can pierce through this. As well as Ares, she will not receive more than 30% of her max HP. Okay, so with that we also have Aragon in between and Rook. Okay, so those are not big threats, so not to worry. First off is to cast Blossom Strike to remove all the Void Shields of Kirill and Ryan, and then followed by piercing with Teo. So over here you can just straight away go for Talent Strike and Covers. It will you will kill them off very easily. So because my Teo is not invested in traits that boost any sort of critical or lethal damage, so he is not able to one-shot or even two-shot all these people. Okay, but I think if you have the investment in him, he will definitely be able to do so. And the point of me not investing is that I want to show you guys that it is possible to be done without all these special traits. Okay, basically it's really just about equipment and also your skill rotation. So over here I'm using Ferocious Strike to cast the block nullification so that it's easier for Teo to trigger his Wild Fury. Using Covers here because my Talent Strike is not ready, otherwise I will go for Talent Strike and pierce through. Again, not holding back, really just using whatever skill Teo has ready, okay, and just firing it off.
My arrows never lose their edge.
Heading into round 3, you want to use Blossom Strike again to remove all the Void Shields of Kirill and Ryan. And thereafter it's really just about spamming tail skills. And hopefully you keep your front line alive. Now here I'm actually going to keep Ace alive by using his Blood Moon Petals. If you guys have better skill rotation or better RNG, then of course you don't have to go through this. But I'm really just trying to protect Ace, otherwise I'm in big trouble. Then Meteor Explosion is to cool down Teo's skill cooldowns, and so that I'm able to use his skills again. And over here Heaveneer dies, but it's okay. I think my Teo is ready to kill all of them. Okay, so that was floor 36. Next we'll move on to floor 37. So in floor 37 we have Kagura again. She does not take damage more than 20% of max HP. Atalanta annoying. Consumer for 5 turns and immunity to 5 AoE, 5 turn AoE. Amelia has 3 turn immunity. Roro has 5 times Void Shield, and Battery who will recover twice if her HP drops below 50%. If her HP drops below 50%. And here I'm using Bidam, same equipment as Teo, basically just shifted over, but his accessory is 30% crit damage only. He has no special traits that buff critical and lethal damage. And these are the masteries used. Basically, if you look at 130, it's flipped up because it is to boost 3 target attack damage. Okay, so this is the run. I'm using Pet Zanabi as well, as Zanabi also boosts 3 target attack damage. First off is to cast Blossom Strike to remove Ingrid and Roro shields. I'm using Heaveneer's bottom skill to remove the concealment of Atalanta, so I can hit through very hard. So Bidam does a lot of damage here, and he is not subjected to Atalanta's annoying 5-man immunity passive. Here I'm using Heaveneer's Awaken skill. It actually boosts damage of 2 to 4 target attacks, which means it is totally catered to boost Bidam and works very well with boosting Bidam. So you can see here, immediate kill of all 3 heroes. He is that strong. In this floor we have Miho. Miho has a number of Void Shields, so I'm using Ace to remove them. She still has about 6, I think she has a total of 6 Void Shields. Then it will be to use Judgment Sword to turn decrease Atalanta's concealment, which I think is 4 turns for this floor, which means you will require 2 buff reduction skills. But Bidam's really strong. He can definitely kill. He killed the Battery and Amelia immediately. So here I'm using Response to Crisis to remove the final turn of concealment on Atalanta, so that you can actually use Bidam and kill her easily. Simple. Bidam super strong. Finally, again with Blossom Strike, getting rid of Roro's shields, and then moving on to decrease the concealment on Atalanta, 5 turns. Over here you can either choose to go for complete decrease, or you can, stagger it. Because I'm using Bidam's skill first. Bidam will not hit Atalanta for sure first. So you can actually kill off like maybe 3 or one or two other enemies first, before proceeding to remove Atalanta's concealment.
Citizens, do you like fireworks? 얘들아, 사냥을 시작했어.
So the power of Hwarang kills off Kagura, that is Bidam's special ability. He will do additional damage when he hits a target with two markers. The markers are the ones on top of their head. So it is very easy to kill off after you have brought down the Atalanta's concealment. And my Heavenly dies again. But it's okay, because I'm only left with battery.
힘이 없어.
So finally, for floor 38, I think this is the toughest floor, okay? For Clemith, she has immunity to 6 times of damage, 6 void shields. She doesn't have 5-man AoE immunity, so don't worry, you can use Teo as well. In Rachel, she revives with 100% HP. Eileen as well, she revives with 100% HP and also takes damage up to 20% of her max HP. You have Chris, who is a zombie and will revive for sure, and also cast Death. And Spike, he protects his allies from all debuffs for 2 turns, okay, and has complete block. You also have Rudy in round 1 and round 2, and he increases defense and also has full block. And for his defense preparation shield, he actually becomes immune to all debuffs. So you might want to consider removing the shield before applying any debuffs. So in my run here, I'm using Rachel. This team that is very conservative, okay. If you don't have the investment in, you know, changing your equipment too much, using other kinds of DPS, you just want to stick to physical DPS, then this is probably the way to go. If you don't have Platine, it's okay. You can use Rachel. These are all very beginner basic heroes which you should have already. Definitely doable. And this is all about skill rotation, okay? Nothing about equipment at all. Except for Bidam, of course. So over here, I'm actually starting off with Response to Crisis. Why Response to Crisis? Because I want to remove Spike's debuff immunity he's given his whole team, which is about 1 or 2 turns. Okay, with that down, I can safely proceed to cast all my debuff. But first, I'm using Ferocious Strike to actually plant the block nullification on Rudy and Spike, which is what I want eventually. Then I'm using Phoenix. So if actually in the first place you cast Phoenix, you're not able to land the debuff because of Spike's debuff immunity. So you remove it, you cast Phoenix, and all the defense of the opponent is going to drop. Okay, then Blossom Strike here is going to increase the damage they take. So all these 3 debuffs, you see 3 icons above all their head, right? So all these are planted well. You can safely spam with your DPS skill. Whether you are using Teo or Bidam, I think it's totally gonna be a easy kill for you. So here Eileen dies and Rudy dies, which is great. Eileen dies, and you will really want to use Phoenix at this point, because if Eileen uses her Thunder Lord Fury or something, it will kill your Rachel for sure, okay? And it did kill my Rachel, but it was the Celestial Bolt. So this is very dangerous if you don't have the damage decrease. Personally, what I would suggest is you cast a Phoenix whenever someone revives. Okay, over here I kill off with Bidam, and the zombie I'm just gonna use Blaze to remove his existence. Then for round 2, you actually don't have a Spike here, so you can safely proceed with Phoenix and all the debuffs. But Rudy casts a shield, so I actually have to remove it with Ferocious Strike, Heavenlia's top skill, because it removes buffs. And also it helps to plant the block nullification on Rudy already. So Phoenix here, then followed by Blossom Strike. Plant all your debuffs. Once they are ready, you can continue with spamming your DPS skill. So you see that this is a very conservative kind of style to play. It doesn't rely on your traits. Okay, you have your immunity, you have your Amelia for debuff immunity, so you don't have to worry, and you're just planting all the necessary debuffs on the opponent, and then just using your DPS. Your DPS is the one that needs to be heavily equipped. But beyond that, everything is just frontline passive, frontline skills. Of course, your frontline needs good HP armor and maybe some guardian rings, but there's no reliance on special traits at all. So over here, I'm killing off the Rachel and Rudy and Chris. Okay, very good, 3 in 1. Then I'm gonna proceed to cast a Phoenix immediately because I don't want Rachel to be using her Phoenix and killing my own people. So once you have casted the Phoenix, your damage received is really gonna fall a lot, and it's gonna be super safe for you, especially with Heavenly healing beside. An alternative for Rachel will be Platine. I think Platine will be very helpful in this case as well. And sometimes you may not even use Heavenly if you have Platine, because if you cast Rachel's Phoenix on time, you will not receive a lot of damage. So you may not even need to heal that much. But it depends on how safe you want to play. So here again, Response to Crisis removes the debuff immunity by Spike, and then I'm going to use Phoenix. And then Blossom Strike, same kind of setup, same kind of debuff setup to ensure that you're able to hit with the maximum amount of damage possible. I'm not gonna lie that I said that I did this on 1 or 2 runs, because it really took me a while to figure out, because I don't have specialized traits. I didn't want to give any of the heroes traits for the sake of the guide. So that's why it took me quite a while to get this run complete, and sometimes my phone was crashing, so really sucks. Here I casted the Phoenix, so I won't get so much damage from all these revived units, and then I'll proceed to end them off with Bidam. So here Clemmy can cast Sleep, but thankfully you have Amelia who can remove all the debuffs on your team, so that's very good. So here Rachel revives, not taking any chances. I'm going to just cast the Phoenix. If you see her damage here, the Phoenix does quite a bit of damage, okay? So this is the end of floor 38 after a long while. Some people will do it faster, no problem, you can always adopt a different strategy. Okay, so ultimately you just want to clear the floor. So I hope this video has helped you. If it did, do give it a like and do subscribe to my channel. Floor 39 and floor 40 will be up later today, so do stay tuned for it. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.